I'm calling to order the Knox County Beer Board. Today is Monday, August 21st, and we're going to begin with roll call, please.
Commissioner Lundy,
Here.
Commissioner Durant,
Here.
Commissioner Oster, Commissioner Ward, Commissioner Schoolmaker,
Here.
Commissioner Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Lee, Commissioner Beeler,
Here.
Commissioner Daly, Commissioner Jay, Commissioner Frazier. 10 members present.
Thank you. We do have quorum. We also are joined up here by representatives of the Knox County Clerk's Office and the Law Department. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by our Law Department. Thank you. I need a motion, please, to approve last month's minutes. Motion by Durant, second by Oster. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm now turning this over to our law director, who will swear in individuals.
Stand and raise your right hand. If you're here on a matter, if you're an applicant, if you're here on a suspension, revocation, or punishment hearing, you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, be seated. Oh, well, if you wish. Okay, and I'm asked to remind everybody that the County Commission has passed an ordinance making it a $500 offense, a civil penalty, if you lie or mislead to the board about any testimony you give today. You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to applications. Ms. Clerk?
First one is Yogi Melody Corporation, and it's off premises District 9.
Thank you. Please come forward. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. If you could please give us your names and your county of residence.
Yeah. Yogi Patel and
Sarojben Patel.
Okay, and speak into the microphone, please.
yeah,
Yogi-
Yogi Patel,
And Sarojben Patel.
And you both live in Knox County?
Blount County.
In Blount County.
1127 Mercer Drive, Maryville, Tennessee.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right, Mr. Patel, you answered the first question. Your resident of the state of Tennessee. Is the information on your application for beer permit current and accurate?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand you make no sales to minors?
I'm sorry?
You understand that you are to make no beer sales to minors?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you or any of your employees at this location been convicted of any violation of the laws regarding possession, sale, manufacture, or transportation of intoxicating liquor, or any crime involving moral turpitude within the past 10 years?
No.
Okay. Has beer been sold at this location before?
Yes, sir.
Is there an outstanding license? Has the old license been turned in, or do you have it?
The last owner said like there's like surrender.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is for off-premise sales of
Yes,
beer only? Okay. Do you own the premises?
No.
Who do you rent from?
Liz.
Do you lease from, who do you lease from?
Jeff
Jeff
Valentine.
Valentine.
Okay. Is he a partner in your business at all? Okay. No one else has an interest in the business but you two?
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with the regulations of Knox County and Tennessee regarding beer laws, and do you agree to conduct your business in conformity with them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you completed the server training program?
Yeah.
Okay. Health Department, we know, is the state. Sheriff's Department,
No concerns.
Codes,
Pending certificate of occupancy.
fire marshal?
Pending CO.
Okay.
Thank you. And we did get a letter from the State Department of Agriculture that they did pass their food retail
Yes.
inspection. So we're grateful that you followed up on that for us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Are there any questions before I turn this over to District Commissioner? Seeing none, Commissioner Jay?
I'll make a motion to approve application 5A as presented.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All right, I hear a motion from Jay, second from Frazier. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Your permit will be issued.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next agenda item, please.
Next one is Lucky Corner, 6400 Maynardville Highway, District 7.
Anyone involved in that, please step forward. Thank you. Would you give us your name and county of residence, please?
Rafiq Sumar, Lucky Corner, 6400 Maynardville Pike, 37918.
All right. We'll have a report from our billboard inspector. Why are we here today, sir?
Yes, sir. On July 24, 2023, Detectives Knox County Sheriff's Office conducted an underage beer buy, the 6400 Maynardville Pike. The arrestee failed to look at the underage person's ID and sold him a 3-pack of Modelo.
All right. And this is the third offense for this business within the past 12 months?
12 months? Yeah, right at it.
November 22, April 20.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right, sir. You've heard the report from the officer. Do you admit it or deny it?
Yeah, I admit it.
Admit it? Okay. What steps have you taken to keep this from happening again?
Actually, what's happening to me is between this second and third offense, I hired 6 people. Nobody wants to listen. That is the problem. And actually what happens is they do the scanning and everything in front of me when I'm there. And when it's a line and they see that he's old enough, tattoos, all that, oh, he's old enough. So I fired like 5 people in this 4 months. I'm struggling because of that. What I have decided is I'm going to put 2 employees. One is going to check just the ID. That's what I did now. So I think that should be, okay. And I put signs over there. Spanish people, there are a lot of Spanish people, they come to me, they come at the store. So they don't understand English properly. So I've made, in Spanish too. So I don't know what should I do more. And increase my own timings. I'm standing there more time. The morning, and we don't sell that much beer, and we have no problems in the mornings. Only the problem is in the evening time when it's a rush. They get confused or something because they're alone. So I put one more cashier with them. And now I hired one guy so that he's going to check the ID only.
Madam Chairman, turn it over to you.
Thank you. I do notice you've had your permit since 2010 and did quite well until just this past year, it appears.
Yeah, I'm running this store for 13 years. Never had that problem.
All right.
And suddenly, I don't know why it's such a big deal. It's just, if a person is coming, he's underage, you can easily figure it out that, yes, he's underage. And the reason why, what they are saying is, that guy who came last time, he had a tattoo in his hand. So in Florida or somewhere, I don't know, it's illegal to have, tattoos under 21. So that's what he was assuming, and that's what he was not even looking. He was just texting on his phone.
Just not paying attention. Are there any comments?
And we have the scanning system. That is very easy. Can you please provide me the ID? It's so easy, just have to scan it.
I understand. I hear you. Does anyone have any comments? Commissioner Schoonmaker?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do your employees understand that if they sell beer to a minor, they're going to end up having to go to court?
So that's what I was discussing with him. You know, that guy who sold to the minor, he didn't even told me. I got a phone call from the clerk office. Kathy, she called me and said, "Hey, you know that you have to attend the meeting." I said, "What kind of meeting you talking about?" He said, "You have a beer violation." I said, "Are you serious?" That's what I was telling her. I have to ask 3 times. I asked her, is it true, really? I mean, I was so stunned at that time. And then when he went to the court, then he came to me and showed me that the beer violation permit or whatever application has not been submitted at the court. He texted me. And I showed to him too. I mean, I have it, it's on my phone. Court dismissed it. It's been dismissed. So he was saying that, see, I was telling you I did nothing wrong. And he quit the job before even telling me. This thing has happened. He was blaming something else, that I'm busy, I cannot work and all that. And he quit the job. And then when I got the phone call from her, I was like, really?
Okay. So Sheriff's Office, when you issue that citation, there's no process to notify management that they were in violation of selling beer to a minor?
No, sir.
Okay.
Seeing no other lights, I'll turn this over to District 7.
I have some real concerns about this selling to
Having problems.
Okay.
sorry.
I'm very concerned about serving to underage young people. Mr. Law Director, I just wanted to make sure, is it the third violation, suspension of their beer license for 90 days?
Under our ordinance, third violation, you may offer the violator a choice between a 90-day suspension or a $2,000 fine. No, you don't have to.
Okay. I guess we have an option, but I'm going to,
I want to make sure this time, this is the final time. It's not going to happen again, that's for sure.
I'm making a, I would ask, do I make a motion on this?
Yes.
That we suspend his law license for 90 days? Beer license, I'm sorry.
The ordinance is couched in terms of may. So these are penalties that were put in place to have some level of consistency amongst violations, but you are not required to follow this. It's really up to you.
Did you have something to say, Mr. Daly?
Second.
Thank you. All right, we have a proper motion on the floor for revocation, a 90-day revocation of the
Suspension.
license. Or suspension, thank you, of the license, and a proper second. Is there any more discussion on this? Yes, sir. Commissioner Jay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think I just want to make sure we think about this in the precedents that we're setting, because we have had other establishments around the county that have had multiple offenses, and we have offered them, we haven't rushed to just take the revocation of the suspension. I think I want to take a second to pause and think about an applicant who's come here who's said, yes, we made a mistake, we're having staffing issues, and while he understands the issue at hand and is trying to find a way to stem that in the future, and yes, he has violated, a third offense. But as recently as 6 or 8 months ago, we had an establishment in Hardin Valley who had a third offense, and we gave that option, and that we really think about reserving sort of that harshest, we're going to cut off your business, your ability to do business, to the people who are showing virtually no interest in either solving the problem or are moving their license from one family member to another and are sort of chronic issues. The sheriff's department often comes to us and says, these are chronic issues with people who are really either ignoring the laws or ignoring the processes and are not trying to get better. And I'm not hearing that from our sheriff's department this time, that rushing right to suspend means, they may not have the ability to continue to make improvements and be in business. So I just want to make sure we reserve. I would be much more comfortable with a fine or giving them the option of it. I mean, if he takes the option to take the 90 days, that's one thing. But sometimes, we have to give a little grace to people who are trying to do business in this county and reserve our harshest judgments for those who are flaunting the law, not trying to, get through some staffing issues, which I think everybody's having right now.
Thank you. District 1?
I just want to echo Commissioner Jay's comments. We always give people a choice, so if we don't give them a choice, I'm voting no on this. Thank you.
You're like, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Moyers?
Thank you. I just want to, I don't normally do this, but I just want to step in for a second. And there's a danger in not following these proposed schedule. It's the reason we put it in place in the beginning. Many years ago, when I was a young lawyer, we had rules regarding how close you had to be to various kinds of establishments if you were going to sell beer. We were permanently enjoined from enforcing those because we weren't doing them evenly. Some places we'd waive it. Some places we would make them meet the requirements. And eventually we told somebody they couldn't open up, and they took us to federal court, and the federal court permanently enjoined us from enforcing them because of disparate enforcement. So while you do have discretion, I think that unless there's something really that stands out about this, it is somewhat dangerous to start putting down penalties ad hoc. Because if we do that too much, it can have the effect of a finding of disparate treatment, and then we may lose some of our ability to have discretion in those cases where we need it. So just wanted to point that out, that there's a reason these things are in place.
District 5 is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I agree to a point with what Commissioner Jay has said, and we have given some businesses latitude when they've had violations over multiple years. We've got a situation where 3 strikes in 1 year. The danger is not to him, the danger is to the community, because they've only caught the 3 people this year that they've sold beer to minors. How many more has that business sold to minors? If we don't do anything and he again sells to a minor and that minor gets out on Alcoa Highway and ends up doing something with an automobile that wouldn't be very positive, have we done our due diligence here? The dangers to the community, because right now he's not following the rules that the state has set up, and it's a privilege to sell beer in Knox County. He's had 3 strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. He needs to wake up.
Can I say something?
I had the floor. Thank you.
Seeing no other lights, yes, sir. Do you have a comment?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a comment?
Yeah, actually, what I'm saying is I hired the people I mean, he was a part-timer. I'm working all the time. So what's happening is I'm only 3 days he was here. 3 days, 5 to 10. That was his timings. And rest of the timings I am there and the morning lady, she is there. So and he was just hired a month ago.
So do I hear you say you work the business full-time?
Yes, I'm working at the cash register. And 100% nobody can get from me. No way. Even I know people I refuse so many times.
All
I
right.
respect whatever he's saying. I agree with him too. I mean, but look at my 13 years. Never had any problems. Don't look at the 1 year. Look at 13 years.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We have a motion on the floor. Yes, Commissioner Jay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. To our Sheriff's Office, you often are able to sort of put context around the violations that you bring to us.
We have received complaints on this business. It was a specific employee about probably a year and a half ago. We were unable to get that employee to do what they said was being done. But
So you had prior checks that they checked fine on?
Correct, yeah. And I would say 95% of the businesses in Knox County get checked every other month at least. Because we get out there and we hit it pretty hard. I send you guys the lists every month when we go out. You know, it is disheartening to see 3 in 1 year. I can look and see if it was the same employees, different employees, if they checked the IDs or they didn't check the IDs. But this business had been on our radar prior to November.
But you did check it. I mean, do you know how many other visits you made that they checked?
I would have to go back and look, but I would bet to say it's monthly for at least the last 3.5, 4 years since I've been doing this.
So out of 3.5 to 4 years, monthly, they've done exactly what they
Correct.
should, with the exception of 3 times in the last year, which may or may not be tied to the same person.
Correct.
Okay. I would just politely ask the maker of the motion to consider. I'm trying not to make a substitute motion. I'd like to ask the maker of the motion to amend the motion to give the option versus just automatically do the suspension.
All right. If you could hold that just a second. Commissioner Frazier, did you have a? Oh, I got the lights mixed up. I'm sorry. Commissioner Lee?
I think 3 times in 1 year is a danger to the community. So I'm going to leave my motion as stands.
All right. Commissioner Jay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a substitute motion to offer the business the 90-day suspension or the $2,000 fine.
Second.
All right. We have a substitute motion on the floor to give the business the option. Was that your wording? Give them the option?
Yeah, to follow the beer board
The
rules as laid out.
$2,000 fine or
the 90
90-day
days.
suspension.
And I'll say this too, that if for some reason that there were to be another violation or something in the future, I say great, suspend the whole thing and go for it. I'm trying to look at the entire body of every applicant, and it's not always black and white. And so that's why I'm trying to offer some additional consideration to somebody who seems to be focusing on the right solution, and a sheriff's office that doesn't see this as one of our dire problems. We got enough dire problems in this county.
All right. We do have a proper substitute motion on the floor to give the business the choice of either the suspension or the fine. Is there any more discussion on this? Seeing none, all those in favor?
No.
Opposed?
Yes.
I believe we need to take a roll call vote on that, please.
Commissioner Lundy,
Aye.
Commissioner Durant, Commissioner Oster, Commissioner Ward, Commissioner Schoolmaker, Commissioner Hill,
Pass.
Commissioner Lee,
No.
Commissioner Beeler,
Pass.
Commissioner Daly,
No.
Commissioner Jay, and Commissioner Frazier.
Do the passes wish to vote? Commissioner, no, remaining to pass. I'm also remaining to pass. All right. Motion fails. We're back to the original motion of a 90-day suspension. Did you
Just a
have
point of order,
comment?
Madam Chair. Yes, could you please announce the vote?
Oh,
Ask the clerk to
I
announce the vote.
apologize.
Thank you.
The initial vote was 4 yea, 4 nay, with 2 passes. The passes fall as a nay. So we're back to the original motion made by Lee, seconded by Daly for a 90-day suspension. And we'll do roll call again on that, please.
Commissioner Lundy,
No.
Commissioner Durant,
Pass.
Commissioner Oster, Commissioner Ward, Commissioner Schoolmaker, Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Lee,
Aye.
Commissioner Beeler,
Aye.
Commissioner Daly,
Aye.
Commissioner Jay,
Pass.
and Commissioner Frazier.
That motion passes 7, 1, and 1 pass. Oh, I apologize. 7, 1, and 2. Motion passes. Sir, your license is suspended for the next 90 days.
Next 90 days.
And you recognize that takes effect immediately.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I didn't get it. Is it suspended
Yes, sir.
for
For-
90 days? So from now
From right now,
Okay.
for 90 days.
for 90 days?
That's correct.
Okay.
And Sheriff's Department, I'm assuming you'll be making periodic checks on that?
We'll check in on it. Just so he's aware, he needs to either lock up the beer coolers or remove the alcohol from public view,
Okay.
or take like butcher's paper and cover the coolers so people can't see it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Next item, please.
Next one is Easy Stop at 7323 Clinton Highway, District 6.
Good
Hi.
afternoon.
You-
My name is Will Carver. I'm an attorney here in Knoxville with the Kramer Racing Law Firm, and I represent Easy Stop. This is Mr. Tommy Hunt of Blount County, the president
Present, yep.
of
Make it
Easy Stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Can we have a report from the Beer Board Inspector, please?
Yes, sir. On July 24th, Detective of the Knox County Sheriff's Office conducted an alcohol compliance check at the Easy Stop located 7323 Clinton Highway. The defendant sold an alcoholic beverage to an underage person after checking their ID.
All right, Mr. Carver?
I was about to say, Your Honor, that after the number of years I appeared in front of you when you were on the bench, the old habits will die a little bit hard there. This did occur on that date, and I want to provide a little bit of context as to what happened that day and to what policies and procedures Easy Stop has in place to prevent this type of activity. We have spoken with Mr. Gonzalez, the employee. Mr. Hunt and I both met with him. He was immediately suspended from Easy Stop when we learned of this violation. His comment was that he misread the identification, put it into the system, entered it manually, and made the transaction. He, as recently as May 11th of 2023, so roughly 2 months before this incident, he had completed responsible alcohol sale training and has a certificate for that. Easy Stop has a procedure in place where its employees who conduct both beer and tobacco sales must go into their online system and acknowledge, review, and understanding of company policy, rules, and regulations regarding alcohol sales, tobacco sales. Mr. Gonzalez, the employee, had done that in July. That's required to be completed within the first 6 days of each month, and then that's uploaded into Easy Stop's system. Not only does the employee sign that they got the policy, but they also have to initial acknowledgement that they're not to sell alcohol to minors, that they are supposed to check the ID and that sort of thing. They also acknowledge that Easy Stop has a third-party mystery shopper program. And this is not Easy Stop employees going in. This is a program that they pay for, and any number of things are checked on those visits, including the procedure for checking IDs to prevent sale of alcohol to minors. So this location that we're here talking about had been checked each month from July of 2022 to present. I think it's important to point out that in both May of 2023 and June of 2023, the third-party mystery shopper, when they checked this location, it was actually this employee that was checked, the employee that misentered the ID. The mystery shopper program checks about 20 things, and on both occasions, they found no violations by this employee when they checked at this location. So there are a number of policies and procedures that Easy Stop has in place for this location, and there are locations throughout East Tennessee. As you can see, this was their first offense, and certainly happy to answer any questions that you all have, either from me or for Mr. Hunt. And we also have 3 other employees of the organization here who, if there's something y'all ask that Mr. Hunt doesn't know, somebody else may be able to provide that answer.
All right, thank you. Mr. Schoonmaker?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Are the Easy Stop employees familiar that the state of Tennessee has made checking an ID a no-brainer? In other words, your driver's license, if both of you gentlemen pull it out, it looks like this. If you're under 21, it looks like this. So the state has made it idiot-proof. So do the Easy Stop employees understand that when they're looking at an ID, if it looks like this, you tell them to put the beer back in the cooler and leave the store?
That's correct, Mr. Schoonmaker. We also typically require, we had previously asked, we will require in the future the employees to take the driver's license from the purchaser, potential purchaser, and scan it through the system. Those capabilities were present when Lucillo made the sale, but he did not scan the card, which would have told him, underage, don't make the sale. The register system verifies the age for the employee. There is pushback from our customers to not give the driver's license to our employees because they're afraid the government may be tracking their purchases or whereabouts. Well, I hate to tell them that the cell phone already tells everybody what they're doing anyway, but that's another story. So Lucillo had been entering the ID and entered it incorrectly, even though he had the capability to check, electronically and also see it, Mr. Schoonmaker.
Well, again, they don't even need to put it in any kind of system, because if
Yes,
it
sir.
comes out like this, you just say, no, thank you, and send them on their way. You
Correct.
don't even have to go to the next step.
Correct.
Any other comments? All right, this is in my district, and I do see that you've had your permit for 6 years, and this is your first offense. I am allowed by law to offer you either a 30-day suspension or of your beer permit or a $1,000 fine. Which would you prefer?
The fine.
All right,
Neither, but the fine.
I understand.
Yeah, I guess I should say Judge Hill, because I don't think those things leave in retirement. We operate 24 stores, 25 after the Labor Day, and we do about 1,000,001 transactions of beer each year. And this is the first mystery shop we failed in 5 years anywhere.
I didn't know you had that many stores, but I do know that you're a good operation. I'm very familiar with your stores. So,
Yep.
hearing that, I'm making a motion to accept their preference of a $1,000 fine.
Second.
Motion by Hill, second by Schoonmaker. Any other comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. All right, next agenda item.
Says discuss an item on the state inspection beer permits.
I don't recall who requested this. So, Mr. Daly?
I think we got that solved. The law director says that we're able to make the motion to approve the permit within 15 days. The state should do their inspection within that amount of time. If they don't, the beer permit's approved and we're done with it. So really, there's no issue now.
All right, wonderful. Are there any other comments, questions? I'd like to just make a brief announcement. If you all will remember, tomorrow we have 2 meetings. We have one at 2:30, the telecom meeting, which I promise you will be very short. And then at 3 o'clock, we actually have a special called beer board meeting. And there will be attorneys and I'd say lots of evidence present. So I cannot guarantee that will be a speedy hearing. Seeing no other lights, motion to adjourn. We are adjourned.